Tools required.
Side cutters, Phillips screwdriver, terminal screwdriver, replacement plug.
So we'll start with the British plug. We have 3 screws. There is 2 screws on the bottom, Phillips screws usually, although they can be flathead, and the top one, on this one again, Phillips. The top one, which we're undoing now, releases the front and the back of the plug casing, allowing you to see the inside. Straight away, we can see the reason for this change of this plug. It was getting very hot, and someone has used tin foil to bypass the fuse. Very, very dangerous, very unsafe. I'll take that off now, but we are going to change the entire plug just as a precaution, as the pins are slightly bent on this one anyway. We have your live fuse here, we have your neutral terminal, and we have your earthen terminal. The earthen terminal is at the top, and a green and yellow cable usually would connect to this one, although in this case the appliance is double insulated and it's not needed. We'll then remove the cable gland. This will release your cable and allow you to undo the terminals on the inside, releasing the cable fully. Once the cable's out, we may need to redress the cable, cut the cables to length and to fit in the new plug, which I'm undoing now. Again, the top one releases the case and the bottom 2 release the gland. I'm going to take off the cable gland on this new one fully, just so I can get the new cable in. You know, it is good practice to put the cable in and line them up, cut them to length. The earthing cable is usually the longest, and it is also the last to be pulled out if a good pull on the cable does manage to put out the plug, just for safety reasons. I'm then using side cutters to strip roughly 5mm off the end and twisting the cables to make sure they get a secure fit within the terminal. To make it easier, the pin terminals do remove from the plug casing. You can then wire these up. Again, the brown goes to your live fuse located on the bottom right. The neutral goes to the pin terminal located on the bottom left. And your earthing terminal, if it is present, will go to the top pin terminal located at the top of the fuse. You can then tighten these up. Once you have tightened them and got a good connection as best you can get outside the plug, it's time to fit them back in. We lay the cable, making sure that the outer insulation of the cable is well past the cable gland, allowing a good secure fix. Once they are reseated, make sure that the terminals are tight. Make sure that the neutral goes to the bottom left and the live goes to the bottom right, connecting to the fuse. The actual terminal for the fuse is located somewhere near the top, although the pin is on the bottom right. Gently fasten the gland to the cable. This will keep it tight. Do not over tighten it at this stage, as it may pierce the cable and cause you some shorting issues. Once it's in, you can give it a small tug, make sure it doesn't come out, and you can then tighten up the terminals, making sure they are nice and tight, making sure your fuse is seated. A standard fuse is 13 amp in the UK, although they can vary. Check with the appliance and the manufacturer. Now it's time to reseat the case. Make sure it clicks in correctly, make sure there's no gaps, and tighten up the top Phillips screw in this case to fasten the case together. Once we're all finished, you can then make sure that the cable is snug. You can make sure the appliance works by plugging it in and double checking